Hello everyone, this is Iman, and in this video I'm going to explore whether the story stiffness values provided by ETABS are accurate. And the short answer is no. Especially if the structure has shear walls, ETABS outputs can be way off. And today we will learn how to properly calculate a story stiffness. And this is really important because it's directly related to the concept of a soft story, mentioned in many seismic standards, including ASCE 7. All right, let's get started. All right, I have a 10-story building that has a C-shaped shear wall, and I intentionally want to create a soft story to see if ETABS can detect it. All right, and to do this, I'm going to remove the flanges of the wall in the X direction at the middle story. So then I will apply the earthquake in the X direction to see what happens. All right. I'm going to create a copy of the model. Go to story 5, for example. And remove the flanges, okay? If I go to story 5, yes, they are gone. And if I go to elevation 3 or 4, from these elevations, it's visually clear that we have a soft story, okay? Let's run the model. Okay, and go to display, show tables, and under structure output, you will find a story stiffness. And I'm gonna filter for EX. And let's export to Excel. All right, and let me show you EX real quick. This is the earthquake in the X direction, okay? Now, the story stiffness is 13.29 for story 5. I'm gonna highlight it, and from ASCE 7, I'm gonna calculate the stiffness ratio of the 6th floor to the 5th floor, okay? 6 to 5. And the ratio is gonna be 0.78, which is bigger than 0.7, all right? So according to ASCE 7, ETABS does not classify a story 5 as a soft story, which is not correct, all right? And why does this happen? The issue lies in how ETABS calculates a story stiffness, and it uses the story drift values. So basically dividing the story shear by the drift to determine the stiffness, all right, which is not correct. In other words, ETABS reports the story stiffness values by dividing these two parameters, all right, which is not correct, all right? Now, let's explore the correct method to calculate story stiffness. So let me zoom in a little bit. So yeah, instead of relying on drift, we should consider the displacement along the slope of the deformed shape. So this value gives a more accurate representation of a stiffness, okay, which is much lower than the story drift. Okay, this is not correct. All right, so how can fix this issue in ETABS? A simple and, of course, approximate technique which I found on Dr. Hossainzade's website caught my attention. It's an interesting method, and I wanted to share it with you. All right, and the idea is using this equation by applying a force and getting the displacement from ETABS and calculate the stiffness. It's very simple, and we can do it real quick, all right? So let me create a save as, let's say, K5, for example, because I'm gonna calculate the stiffness of story 5. Okay, So we go to story 5, and I'm gonna define a load, other type, and we have to apply this load at the center of rigidity. Okay, if I go to draw, or before that we need to run the model because it will give me the coordinates of the center of rigidity. Okay. All right, display, show table, and under structure output, this is, yes, center of mass and rigidity. Okay. And I'm gonna export to Excel. Now, I have X and Y for center of rigidity for story 5. Okay. Unlock. And now we can draw a joint on story 5. Okay, select and right click on the node and go to geometry and copy these values. Paste. Okay, great. Now I can apply the joint load. Let's say 1,000, for example. You can apply any load, 1, 10, 100, doesn't matter because we're using this equation. F equals K times delta. It's a linear analysis, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Select the node and make sure to assign a joint diaphragm. Okay. All right, sounds good. Perfect. All right, next. I have to assign lateral supports to all the stories below the 5th floor. Okay. So I'm gonna select stories, story 1 to 4, select and select it. Okay. And then go to assign joint restraints, and this will give me lateral supports, right? Okay, great. And I think we're good to go. And let's run the model. Okay, now go to show tables, joint output, and displacement. Displacement under F. Okay, and yes, you can see for story 5, the displacement is 44.236 millimeter. Okay, so let me write it down. It's F, delta, and K. For story 5, I applied 1,000 and I've got 44.236. Okay, and the stiffness is F over delta. Okay, great. Now, let's repeat the process for one story higher. Save as K6. We are in story 5. I'm going to remove this joint and go to story 6. Again, draw a joint, right click, and this is center of rigidity for a story 6. Okay, copy, and paste. Okay, select the joint, assign the load F 1000. Okay, and again select the joint and assign a diaphragm. Okay. Okay, great. And make sure to select all stories below story 6. Okay, so story 1 to 5, select, assign, and okay. All right, and now let's run the model. Measure displacement. under F for 36, okay? This is much lower, 5.01, which makes sense because in 36 we have a C-shaped shear wall. Okay, and the unit is ton per, I believe, millimeter. Yes, okay. All right. Okay, cool. So, if I calculate the stiffness ratio, 35 is 22 over 199, and the ratio is 1.11, okay? Which is much, much lower than 0.7. And this clearly shows that we do have a soft story at story 5, okay? So basically, unlike ETABS, the method that I showed successfully identifies the soft story. All right, sounds good. Summarize, ETABS doesn't always calculate story stiffness accurately, especially when shear walls or soft stories are involved. The software relies on drift values, which can lead to errors. So by using the method I've shown, you can calculate stiffness correctly and ensure reliable results for your analysis. All right, thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.